Hello everybody, it's T with Teaquilts, and today is Wednesday, November 16th, 2022. It is 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're here for our 1 hour live sew and chat. So let me pull you guys up here so I can read the comments. And hold on, guys. All right. Let's see. All right, now I just got to get into the chat. All right. So welcome everybody. I hope you all are having a great week thus far. I know I am. Busy, but a good week all the same. We've got Brenda Foley. Pull this over here just a little bit. Brenda Foley, Shirley Willingham, Carrie Richard, Teresa McCormick. See, Like So Like That, Janet Mackerel, Deborah Sams Brown, Darcy Savali, Maddie Barnum, T. Roberts, Harriet Susan Franklin, Melissa LePage, Melina Montoya, Vivian Cavey. And Darcy is reminding you guys to hit your thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here. Hit the bell so you get notifications. So thank you, Darcy. June Hanson, Shirley Peters, Kevin the Quilter. Talking about who is that supermodel? Oh, it's Miss T, the scrap queen. He's up to his shenanigans again. Liz Wilson. Maddie says, love your cozies. Thank you. Jonah Crutchfield. Veronica C. Jonah Crutchfield. Veronica C. Is also in the chat. So I'll move it over for a little bit right now. Y'all, I got in here with 17 seconds to spare. I knew I had like 18 minutes and I can go, cut some stuff. And then look up and it's 6:57 and it's like, girl, you got 3 minutes. And then my piece that connects me to the microphone had the nerve to act like it wanted to get lost in here. I put everything on the desk, I walked out, come back, lost in here. I put everything on the desk, I walked out, come back in, I put my stuff down and stuff started flying. I'm like, where are my pieces? I stuff down and stuff started flying. I'm like, where are my pieces? So took me like another minute to find the piece because it's black and the top of my desk is also black. So it was a little difficult for me to find it, but we're here. Kevin the Quilter going no shenanigans to himself. Right. Zandra Oldham is here as well. And Cynthia Shade says, hello from cold Chicago. Y'all, it was so cold outside today, I didn't even want to go outside. I sent my husband to the post office. I'm like, I can't do it. I've been kind of cold, which is weird for me the last couple of days. But I opened the door to get the mail out. I was like, It was like 2 o'clock because I completely forgot to go check the post office. But yeah. Jason Lewis just popped in. Hey y'all, happy Wednesday, Miss T and Quilty friends. And my brother's here saying hi sis and everyone stay safe and warm. Yeah, I ain't even trying to go out there. So let's just go ahead and get some housekeeping stuff out the way. We do have like the optional blocks are due tomorrow. Technically is the deadline for receiving blocks. I did almost a week ahead of time because the postal service is slow in delivering. So If you feel your block can get here by Wednesday, then by all means, go ahead and mail your blocks. If you feel like your blocks are going to be late, then if you don't want to participate because you probably are not going to get entered into the drawing, then I would advise you to hold your blocks. I don't mind if they come. I prefer that they all get here by Tuesday, in all honesty, because I have to go through, open up the packages, and get everything ready to go for my live on Wednesdays. And I like to have some time where I can do that, so I'm not rushing at the last minute. So far, I have 19 packages, so 19 participants, and then I have 45 blocks. So I just prefer that things get in here earlier rather than later. And I do understand that it takes time for some people. We're all working on different projects and stuff like that. So yeah, I do understand that. So talking about the bowl cozies, I did finish off all of those bowl cozies on my Bernina. As you all can see, my Bernina is gone. Yesterday was pickup day for my Bernina. And so he does pickup. I asked him if he wanted me to meet him. He said no. But he came to my house, and then at the last minute that morning, I decided to go ahead and have him check out the record, the Bernina record 830 that I have in the red case. And I decided, since he was picking up, I may as well go ahead and do that. I personally have never had it cleaned. The machine looks clean and it looks good. But I thought, you know what, you may want to have your own person look at it, because I did buy it off of the marketplace, and just to be safe rather than sorry. So before Bernina left here, I actually finished these. So I got 17 of these ready to go. And then, well, make that 18. There's another one. I did one because I did record a video. I just got to edit it. And so I showed how I cut on my die cutting system. And so I have these other ones that I need to get done. But I have to either use my brother to finish these, or I will, it'll be back in a week though. So if I'm sewing these on Saturday, I'll just probably be doing darts and sewing around the outside, but I won't be doing any top stitching because that's where the thickness got too thick for my FOF. So I'll probably bring my FOF expressions in here and sew darts on Saturday during a live sewing chat. So we won't have a whole lot of sewing going on. Unless I bring the brother, and I could finish them off on my brother. But I'm also trying to sew on the FOF. So I did cut some more. So I should have plenty at that point, hopefully. I'm just sitting them back there for right now. So I was in the Zoom meeting, I was sewing strings, some African print strings I need some stuff for, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to make a video. I probably will. We'll see. I haven't done any recording. I've just made strings. So everybody should know how to make strings. If not, I got a whole playlist on how I make strings and crumb blocks. So far, all I've done is made strings and squared them up. So that's what I was actually doing. And then the time got away from me. So that's just sitting here because of that. Put my pencil over there. We talked about optional blocks, so we're done with that. Let's see who else has come in. Let's see. Sheila Willis is here saying good evening to you and everyone. Teresa McCormick says, look like you built yourself a bunker. That's funny. Yes, it does. Sherry Willingham says, shoots, it's cold here in Missouri. Gotta get back used to this cold. Yes, indeed. It is not a joke. Maria Quarterman says, hello. Zandra says her blocks are male, so that's good to know. Deanne Palmer says, hello, tea and quilty friends. It's getting into the 40s here. Wash your hands saying hello. Selena Haffenden saying good morning, tea and everyone. Must be in another country. Germany, maybe. Sue GSD says, hello, T and fellow quilters. Okay, mosquitoes are gone. I'm ready for spring. Right. It's not long enough, girl. I went outside and had a hive. Like we were trimming trees, and out of the tree, dropped a hive right behind my shed. And I'm hoping they don't go into the shed, but it was a mess. My brother was out there working with that. I was like, oh my gosh. Wash your hands says pretty bowl cozies. Thank you. Darcy, T, my block should make it, but please don't put my name in for the drawing. I like to do the blocks, but I wouldn't want the blocks to sit here and not get put together. Okay. And I probably won't remember that. If I do and your name comes out, just let me know. It's no big deal. Sometimes, I try to remember that kind of stuff because I keep changing my sheet and I have nowhere in my database to say that you don't want to be a winner. I have no column for that because I barely got columns for the names on here for all the whole year. So I have nowhere to actually put that. So if I forget, just remind me. It's no big deal. Cynthia Field says, hi, T and Kevin and fellow quilters. Just resting. See you on Saturday. Miss Topaz is here. Wash your hands says, did you see the smaller size bow cozy die from AccuQuilt? I didn't buy it, but it's cute. I did see it. I probably won't buy it just because I have one and it's like, how many bowl cozies am I going to make? I probably would love to have a smaller size because I feel like this fits a medium bowl, not a cereal bowl, not an ice cream bowl, but I'm just going to work with what I got. It fits the bowl. Long as it fits in there, I'm fine. It'll go up to like your little small mixing bowls. So it will do like a smaller serving bowl, a medium sized bowl. But I do like that so that it's not just small bowls, that it fits in the end too. So I probably just stick with what I have. Oh, she says it's Australia's. Thank you, Selena. um, Bonita Nance is here saying hello to everyone. So, all right, this piece of fabric here, if you are all watching Tucker Sewing and Quilting, you all know that he bought this piece of fabric and it looks like it's a digital print. Let's see. Oh, but it says Hobby Lobby stores. So he bought this at Hobby Lobby. Let's see if it's a digital print on the inside. It looks like a digital print to me. And I told you all that I still got to do some testing on these digital prints to see how they hold up. And let me see if there's any other. Nope. They got just Hobby Lobby on here. A number PO, then 10151. And it was copyrighted in 2019 by Hobby Lobby. So he had said in his video, because he saw in my hauls where I was doing the All Missouri State shop hops, that I was buying a lot of black with color on it. And he was saying we can exchange. Well, I went and put in his comment section that I'd love to exchange because he bought a piece of African print that I also have in my stash. And he was saying maybe he should send me some of this and I'll send him some African fabric. So, and I just wrote in the comments, sure, and I had forgot all about it. It's been at least few weeks ago, like 5 weeks or something. I don't know. It's been a while. And so I forgot all about it. And then lo and behold, up comes this fabric. So let me show you what he sent to me, just in case you don't follow him. But it's pretty black background with all different colors of spools of thread. And it's not just limited to one manufacturer. You've got Arfil, look like you've got some Sulky, maybe Guterman in here. So it's different brands of thread spools in here. Very colorful, and I really, really like it. And I don't see the repeat. Hold on. So if we're here, so the repeat looked like it's pretty, well, I got to get to the right side of the fabric. So it's a pretty good repeat, at least a 12-inch repeat or more. So that's pretty cool. So they used a lot of different spools to make the print. So very pretty. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I'm like, it's fabric and it's pretty fabric. So I don't really care about the rest of it at that point. Um, Liz says, what size is the smaller bowl? Is it for a small child's bowl? No, it's not that small. Um, Denise Sopatch 33 is here saying hello and reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Hey, Carla Ford, welcome back, lady. Says hello to you and everybody. And Darcy is saying that is cool looking. Yeah, that fabric. Maddie saying pretty. So Damali J is also here saying hi, everybody. So you'll have to go over to Tucker's channel if he shows it on his channel. I sent him African fabric, and you can go and watch if he shows what I sent to him. You can see it over there. So I'm not going to tell you what I sent to him. All right. So let's talk about we're just going to put that right there for now so it can come back. The Communique quilt. Let me see if I can move some of this. I'm over here working with stuff, and I don't want to lose it, but it's also in the way. So okay, just sit that back there. I thought I had bought a box cutter in here, but I guess I did not. So we'll be using paper scissors. All right, we can put this up. All right, the Communique quilt. I had somebody asking me, had I finished the Communique quilt? I actually finished the Communique quilt on time, like I told you all. When I pulled this out to work, my guild started this project September. I forgot, went to the September meeting, forgot my piece. And so when I came home from that meeting, next day, Friday, I pulled out all of my orphan blocks, got them organized by size, or most of my orphan blocks. I can't even corral every last one of them, okay? But I pulled out most of my blocks, and then I put them in order by size, and so that I could know what I had, what I needed to piece from like other half square triangles or flying geese extra units that I had around, 4 patches. So I did not piece one of these blocks. If I pieced the block, the units were already made. Like if I made a pinwheel, those half square triangles were already made. Most of this stuff was already sewed together, most of it. If I pieced anything from scratch because I was in one of those weird little spots where I needed something, I'll try to remember and tell you guys. Harriet Susan Franklin is here, says I have that fabric. I used it in 12 months block swap. So that's pretty cool. Hello, Harriet, and welcome to the chat. Rhonda Barlow as well is here. And Dee Dee Hansen just came in. She's from Michigan. And she's saying Carla's saying glad to be back. And she says prayers. So prayers for Carla, guys. So I have not been showing you all this because I am not going to. The Communique quilt is made kind of in sections. So if you don't know what a Communique quilt is, it's basically just a sampler quilt. I have made these quilts for years, and I just was not going to go down in storage and go pull quilts out just to show you guys. So I have one you can see on my website because it's in my patterns for sale. I've had the pattern out for so long because I was trying to teach people. It's a teaching pattern to teach people how to make orphan blocks come together in your own format. But then I also give you my grid with the markings of what I did for my particular quilt. So you can see one of mine, but you're going to be seeing a picture of a pattern basically. But I'm not pulling anything out of storage. But since somebody asked, I said, okay, I'll come show you my Communique pieces. Now, what I've been doing, when I missed the first month, I came home, and on Friday, I started working on it. Saturday, I showed you all my first section here with this purple. I showed that to you all. And then that was all that I think. I may have had 2 other sections that were loose that I showed you. So what I'm doing every month since September. So we got September, October, and now November is our 3rd month. So I've got 3 sections that are due tomorrow. We meet on Thursdays, the 3rd Thursday of the month. So every month I'll sew one section on, and then I take that entire section into the gill. So that way I'm piecing my pieces as they're needed to be pieced. I'm not going in with a full top because I don't want to stress anybody in the gill out, because I did mine in an entire weekend per se. I had pulled out all of those blocks. I made such a big mess. While that mess was out, I decided that I was going to get all the section. It was 9 different sections. I decided I was going to get all 9 of those sections done, so that I wouldn't have to have that mess in my workspace anymore. So all of that stuff has been put up. I have no idea what I'm doing for borders. I may just take the easy way out and just put a couple of plain borders on here and call it a day. But anyway, these are all orphan blocks. So I'm going to take this pen off. Pray to God that I get these back in order as I'm showing these to y'all, because this is going to be a mess. So this is the top. And so the first thing I got to do is I got 2 pens in here. Ooh, Lord. I was really penning, because the first thing I got to do is the first piece already has 3 sections sewed together, and then the other 6 sections are loose. So I'm hoping that I can get these back into order, but I've got this piece folded under because it's so long I had it pinned back to the other side. So I'm going to pull it out. And then put this right here. That's why I moved the box back. All right. So technically this big box, this big square that I made, it was supposed to have a lot more stuff in here, but I redone the grid because this was already big enough to fit the entire grid from top to bottom. I just had to add this section over here on the right. I already had these. No, I think I made these square in a square. I just happened to have my AccuQuilt dies out. I had some scrap fabrics that a girl at the Gill had given us, and I had the fossil ferns that I just recently purchased. So I put these together, and then these just came out of I think I just bought this fabric and I just wanted it because of the color. So, and this was a scrap. So this was my first block, from the big block at the bottom over to this piece here. So that was block section number 1. Billy says I can see chat but no video. I know problem is on my side. You might want to try rebooting. I'm sorry to say you're gonna miss some stuff, and then come back in. It's probably whatever you're on, you may be out of memory. And then the second time we had something due, the bottom of this star. So right here, this star, that was the next section. So from this top to the bottom. Now, all of these were just orphan blocks. I had 4-inch blocks or 3-inch, whatever size they are. I don't know what size they are anymore. And then I put this piece in the middle to make it fit the top of this block. This block I did a video on. It's an AccuQuilt die called the Kaleidoscope, and you can now only get it on your studio system. You can't even get it on the Go. It used to be a Go die as well. And I had done a video on this, and so this was one of my test blocks. So it was just an extra block hanging out, and you're going to see this again because in the video, of course, I made different blocks. You can see how this one has a half square triangle, and then a split triangle, a split half square triangle there, and then I have some where it's just a square in here, and then you can see in here where I have a half square triangle, but it's a split one. And so I was doing different types of designs. Over here, these were orphan blocks from doing the bento box pattern. And then I told you all that when I do stack and whack, this block here, this inside portion of the block was already done. And what I do when I do stacking wax is I use whatever remaining I have, and I cut from my end pieces. I cut whatever the tallest size stacking wax I can cut out of those end pieces. So that's what this is. And then I just pieced pieces on it, squared it up to the width I need, then added the top and bottom. And then again, this right here was an extra rail fence quilt from a quilt that I made from my brother. So this stuff was already in my stash. Didn't piece any of that except just framing out a stacking wax block. That was all I pieced for that section. This right here is what's due this month, and I've already sold it up to my blocks. And so here I have an extra block that was just an orphan block. This was in some project many years ago. This was in some project many years ago. I had made these blocks for a project, never did the project. I've been using these blocks. I've used this as the second quilt now. I've been using these blocks. So if I ever make that project, I'm going to have to make more blocks, but that's okay. And then this was left over from a gill. I won optional blocks, kind of like what we're doing now at my gill. And so this was just one extra block that was left over that didn't get used, got put in here. I did the Dear Jane swap, and this year says 2005, and because I wrote it in on ink down here, but it's just a signature block that we swapped with Dear Jane. It was not big enough, so I put a frame on it to make it the right size. And on the 205, I'll probably end up either embroidering a heart or a yo-yo after it's quilted, so the 205 will not even be showing, but I'll put something on here to just cover that part up. But I have probably, you know, when you did the Dear Jane swap, I needed to make like 260 of these blocks, and I probably had maybe about 25 to 30 or so of them that came back to me for people that didn't send theirs in. And I just kept them, even though they got the 205 on them. The year I did the swap, I still recycle these into other projects. So that's sections 1 through 3. And so then I'm going to place this here face down so we can hopefully keep these in order. Now let's see who else has come in. Tamar Israel says, hi T and Teaquilts. Hey Tamar. Betsy says, I recognize that box. I got one this week. Shut up. Denise says, remember to give Tia thumbs up. Deanne's. I'm sorry. Deanne Palmer says, remember to give Tia thumbs up. Thank you so much. That green star looks three-dimensional. Yes, it does with the colors. And Tamar is also reminding people to hit the like button. And Sue says she did. Her rent is paid. Okay, so now this is section number 4. Sections number, let's see, I'll tell you in a minute. This is section number 4. I know it goes on to the bottom of this section. It'll be due in December. So this is section number 4. And so these, this right here was just an orphan block. Don't know where it come from. Sometimes people give me blocks as well, because I don't remember that, and I don't remember these. These were 4 patches that I had. And if I put 4 of those 4 patches together, it fit the spot that I needed. This was an extra hourglass block I had somewhere. This here is a block somebody gave me. It's an orphan block because I don't remember making that, nor these half square triangle units over here on this side. I don't remember making those. So I just sold that. These were already sold like this, and I just put it together in this setting. So you see a half of a evening star this way, and then you look at it the other way and you see half of an evening star that way. So I thought it was pretty creative way to use, and that was all that I had. Over here, another one of those stacking wax blocks. I did that numerous times. I kind of used that throughout my quilt top. And then over here, another orphan block. Have no idea where this came from. These were mine. Don't just were some extras I had left over. And again, another one of my 12-inch finished blocks that I had in my stash. And this is a block that I have left over from a quilt top that I made. I don't know if I ever quilted it or not. I can't remember. It's just leftover pieces. And then on the bottom, I had this was left over from a previous project, and I just started making friendship stars with them. So I have all of these stars were already pieced together. I just had to figure out, since they were leftovers, I was trying to make the colors go. So I put blue going up and down, and then all the other colors going in between the blues going up and down. So um, it's amazing when you're testing blocks or trying out, like if you're testing your seam allowances, don't throw those type of things away. Always keep your stuff handy, and this is what you can do with them. So that's month number 4. We got 9 months. And Jason talking about he's waiting to open his. And Denise is also reminding you all to hit the thumbs up again. So this one here is section number 5. So yes, it goes on. This is the top of the next row. So the first 4 sections are in the first row. This is the top of the next part of the quilt. So I'm just trying to hold it so you all can see it, maybe as much of it as I can in this space. Right here is good. Right there. You just can't see the bottom 4 patches that I've sewn together, but you can see everything else. Now, I just showed you this block here. It's another one of those same blocks that was in the previous section. Now it's up at the top of the quilt. Some more of those extra flying geese units that I had. Some more of those friendship stars, now just all blue. This is my pattern here called 3D stars. The stars are 3D folded, so they're not as complicated to piece as it looks. It looks like a set-in seam. These flying geese here, somebody must have given me because I don't remember piecing those. This was a leftover unit that I had from one of my AccuQuilt dies. I had extra units some kind of way. I don't know why, but I just sewed those together on the opposite side of a strip set. Again, more of those flying geese and then extra 4 patches. I'm sewing together stuff, basically. Just sewing stuff. Let's see. This here is the top. This is my next section. This is that a variation on that block that I was telling you about with the kaleidoscope that's probably in the video. So I was just playing around trying to show people different things that you could use with that kaleidoscope die. So that's what this center block is. More of the a different size of an extra piece of the stack and whack. That same block I showed you once before is in here. More loose 4 patches that I sewed together. This time I sewed them so because I'm just trying to make it a little different. I sewed the 4 patches where they connect and make like rectangles in some spaces. This is a twice as nice block, an extra block I had down at the bottom, and then just strips to make this all fit out. And I'm trying to make sure I keep track of what's the top. We shall see. I'm not going to move this until I think I'm off live. So we got 3 more to show you guys. So this is the top. I do remember this quilt. That's the nice thing about having extra pieces when you're making quilts, because quilts that I've given away or quilts that are done, when I do a sampler quilt like this, it brings back all of the memories of things that I've done. This one I still happen to have because it's in one of my lectures, my Strings and Crumbs lecture. So I know what this quilt looks like and everything, but I happen to have an extra block. More 4 patches, pinwheels. I think this one was probably already sewed together because sometimes I sew pinwheels together and just put them there. This is that AccuQuilt die that I have, and so I just had extra pieces. And again, I'm just making other blocks, but this is what it's kind of made to do. And then a bow tie block I had extra. I had these 2 flying geese down here, didn't have anything to put in the middle, so I kind of put the little blue in the middle of it. This little scene landscape over here, somebody must have given me that. I embroidered a butterfly as a test. Got that. This pinwheel was already made, and then I did cut these squares to make this run of checkerboard right there. So just filling in space. Sometimes when you're filling in space, you can opt to just cut one piece of fabric, or you can just keep it all busy and make checkerboards or friendship stars or anything you want with your pieces. Thank you, Darcy. Um, T says, I opened my blog, then hid it from sight until 12/1. Oh, she opened her box. Sue says, wow, it never occurred to me to keep orphan blocks. Look like I will be deliberately making extra blocks now. Thank T, yeah. And sometimes I would make extra blocks so that I had choices when I was putting, like if I'm making something totally scrappy and then I get to the end and I've got where I can't figure out how to lay something out because the pieces or the same fabrics are matching up, then I've got choices. So that's one of the ways that I've always had extra blocks too. Is it starched, Miss T? All my pieces, when I make my sections, I do starch. And I don't do any heavy starching. My method of starching is different than Kevin's. I tend to spray my sections and then I go do something else and I let the starch get into the fibers of the fabric and then I come back and press. So I do it a little bit different. This block here I made just because I wanted to make this block. This is probably the only block that I really made from total scratch, and it was only because I wanted to make this block. I was playing around with orphan blocks for next year, so you may see this block again, and it might be in some different colorations, but I was just playing around wanting to see how hard or difficult was it to piece, and it may be an orphan block for next time. We'll see. And this block down here, I think that was another one that I thought I might do for an optional block. So I think I pieced that one too. So then I'm starting to play. I'm like, girl, you need to quit. You don't have time to be playing. But the rest of these were piece sections or blocks. This was left over from another quilt top as well. That was probably my test block when I did a larger um, block with this. I forget what it's called right now, but I'm not going to even go there. But anyway, that's done. I probably got these pieces all upside down, but that's okay. And then this is a larger one of those blocks showing you what you can do with that ruler. Now I'm using that piece up here in the top instead of using it as the star points. Now I'm using it as a setting triangle. And these were just leftover strips. I had strips that were just sewn together. So I just cut them to the length that I needed for this and then sewed them together to make a spot. This was a piece of fabric that changed colors. I just cut that and left it. It's not piece, that bottom piece down there. This one over here, again, I must have made this block testing out some stuff. I don't know. I think this one I made, and this one was already in my stash. I just had to frame it to make it the right size. So those are all 9 sections of my Communique quilt. Again, I could have had this piece together by now, but like I said, I did not want to go stressing people out in the gill by me having my whole um, my whole quilt top ready and people are just showing their one unit. And so what I'm doing every month, so that I'm not going to be in month number 9 putting all this together as they're due, I'm putting the one next section onto it. So once I come back from my meeting on Thursday, one of my tasks within the next week, because I'm getting it done early, is that then I need to sew December's piece onto the bottom, and that'll be the last section that go onto this piece here that already has 3, because it gets 4. the second column actually gets the last 5 sections. And so I'll be sewing those as I go. Let's see. Deborah Sims Brown says that is an interesting project. I may have to try it. Have a few orphan blocks. Yes. And this is how I started making my quilts. And this was way before electric quilt. You know, I was one of those people that math comes pretty easy for me. I never really had to use graph paper. And it was funny because when people were asking me how I made my pattern, I had to go in there and then start using graph paper because I'm so used to knowing that if I've got a 12-inch block and I want to sew something else to it, I can sew 4 6-inch blocks. I can sew 12, no, 16 3-inch blocks, or you know, whatever. I can divide those numbers up. If I want 3-inch blocks, I know that I need this many. If I'm doing if I'm just sewing, I have a 10-inch block, I know I can sew a 2.5-inch strip to 2 sides and make that 10-inch block be 12. I know that I could put a 1-inch frame around it if I want to do something on all 4 sides. So this has always just came natural to me. And even when I was making mine, I went off of their grid based on what I had because they don't use a whole lot of large blocks. And I had way more large blocks than they use. So when I used a large block, I just decreased some of the other stuff that they told me to put in. And there are so many grids out there on Pinterest for the Communique quilt that you don't have to pay for it. My pattern is still there because it has more of the written information that I'm kind of verbally telling you all. But that's one of my only teaching patterns. The rest of them are process patterns where you're doing stuff. But like I said, I did put the grid in my pattern for people that wanted to actually do this same thing. So um, easy way to use something that you already have. Dee Dee says those big blocks don't all look the same size. The first ones look square. All of my blocks are square. If it's a block, it's square. If it's something that I'm using as a filler, it may or may not be square. It might be a rectangle that I added. But all of my blocks are actually square blocks. I have no oblong blocks. All of my blocks are square. Angela's here. Hey, Angela Stringer. She's saying good evening to everybody. Cynthia Field says very pretty. Thumbs up reminder to people. Teresa says love all your blocks. It's so inspirational. Yes. And I love a lot of color. So that's why I was cutting my fossil fern fabric because it was the new bolts that I got that I never put up. And so anything that's sitting out when I'm doing stuff like this is fair game for me to grab and put in here. So I kind of used the fossil ferns to dot it around my quilt to make sure that I kept my quilt bright because I was using some orphan blocks that may or may not have been bright. And then I also tried to be choosy about which orphan blocks I picked because I wanted to keep my quilt bright as possible. But I do have some dull stuff in here, but the dull stuff is not a shiner. You just walk right over it. You'll see it, but you ain't tripping off of it because all the other stuff, the bright stuff, is coming back into your face. So I was trying to make sure that when I use something dull, I came back and put something really bright next to it. Hey, Remo JS. She's reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Says it's 57 and 105 watching. And T. Barbara saying she can spell, just can't see. That's funny. Love your okays. I don't know what that's about, June Hansen. Deanne says, great idea for leftover blocks. Just what I need. Another project, laughing out loud. T, if you can't remember which order they go in, you can just watch this video to get them right. Yes. And I can go back and find the original sheet, which I don't have in front of me because once I was done, I put all of that stuff somewhere. I don't know where it's at. I didn't need it. But if I have to, I can always go back to the Gill and just look at somebody's sheet because these are different sizes. And so I know where they go. And then I have to look at them to make sure I got them right side up. But I tried to make sure I put them back here in order. I'm not moving them. Remo says, like your t-shirt. Yes, this is a Teaquilts t-shirt. Don't worry, be scrappy. And Sherry says, so it's called a communique? No, a communique, like QUE, COMM. Let me write it here. CO, let me do it here. OMMUNIQUE. So I got it spelled down there so you can Google it. Like I said, it's going to come up on Pinterest, and there are so many different grid layouts for different sizes. My guild just happened to pick this size. I would have done a different size, but I just went and did what they did so I could make sure I got credit for doing it. I didn't want to go changing it. And they don't normally have borders on them. You decide if you want to put a border, you can make it to any size you want at that point. You're welcome, Sherry. Hey, Craft with Love 55. Thank you, June says, I love your blocks. How big is it going to be? It's pretty. I can't remember. I think I told you all that before. This is not that big. It's about 60 by 70 something. It's not huge. It just looks like a lot of pieces because it's right here in this small space. I think one section is about 30 inches. The other one is like 26 inches. And it's not very big at all. So, all right. So let's go on to the last thing. We got 15 minutes. This right here. Stash or pass. Okay. So while we were on the Missouri Shop Hop, of course we went to Missouri Star. That's what everybody is talking about, and that's where this box is from. And some of you all already know what this box is. I'm gonna go ahead and open this box, and then I'm gonna tell you what I'm going to do with this box. So let me open this up just so we can see it. I was gonna wait and open it, but you know, got a lot of tattletales in here. they already don't spot at the box, know what the box is. The box came today. All right. And so I don't want people to go and pop it in there. I've been not reading stuff. It's already people saying you come from Missouri Star. I've been ignoring those comments, but this is from Missouri Star. And what it is the countdown to Christmas box. Now, I'm not one of those people that normally do this type of stuff because I don't feel like the value for me in my level of quilting expertise, I don't feel like for me that it's a great value for me. Let's keep that straight, guys. For me. So when I was on the Shop Hop, I kept thinking about it and kept thinking about it. I mentioned it to Kevin because I didn't buy it while I was there. I actually went online and I was in the car. And then I was trying to explain to Kevin what I wanted to do with it. And I go, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do this. I can write this off on business because that's exactly what this is. It's just for Vlogmas. And every day I'm just going to come on here live. It might be 9 o'clock in the morning. It might be 10 o'clock whenever I decide to get up, because y'all know how I sleep. And I'm going to just open up the gift of the day. And then I'm going to do a stash or pass. Okay. So y'all know I don't like reproductions. If it's a notion that I don't want or don't want to use, it'll go in here. Anything that I'm keeping, it will be in my stash. Anything that I'm not keeping is going to go into the pass. And then at some point during this adventure, I'm going to put a link for you all to go and enter so that you can get into the drawing, those that are watching the videos. So I'll leave a link, but you're only going to be entered once. So I'm going to just not even worry about that because it's going to be at the top. I'll worry about it when we start putting stuff in the pass, because I'm hoping that I like everything in this box. That's what I'm hoping. And if I don't like it, it's going in this box. So you all are going to be the cheerleaders for the pass, because one of you all will get everything that I put in this box. And notice, I'm starting with this box. This box is this big. So I may have to change shipping boxes, okay? So on here, it says Jenny's Countdown to Christmas 2022. And one of the reasons why I don't like getting stuff like this, because it's not cheap. And sometimes your average quilters or crafters can't afford boxes like this. And I'm not saying that 25 gifts is not worth, I think it was $169. And then by the time I paid taxes in Missouri, I can't remember if I paid shipping or not. I think I was at 180 something dollars. I'm just going to guess and say 185. So, that's a lot of money for somebody to spend. So, this right here is going to be our fun for December. And so you can, when I'm making these videos, I try to remember on December 1 to tell me in the comment section if you would stash or pass. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing the stash or pass game. And your comment won't make a difference on what I do. I'm going to tell you in the video what I'm going to do with said item that come out of the box. I'm not going to give it to any of my friends that I think will like it. I'm not going to keep it and re-gift it to somebody else. I am going to put it into this box, and one Teaquilter is going to get whatever is in the pass box. So I think that'll be a great game. It's a good way for me to justify buying something that I told you I don't like gambling. So this is kind of like gambling for me. And I really don't like gambling. So this was a way that I could take it out of the gambling stage and make it a nice, fun game. So let me know what you all think about that. So that's, I think it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really fun to see what comes out of this box and whether I keep it or not. It's going to be interesting. And I'm not going to keep it if I'm not 100% sure either. It's like, I got to know I'm going to use it or not. So I'm one of those people, I can think really quick on whether or not I want something or not. And so I'm going to go with my first inclination. So when it comes out, I open it. Whatever I think of it coming out is what's going to happen with it. So let's see. And Rosin said, do we enter daily? No, you'll just enter once. So when I first start, well, maybe I just need to set up the database. I'll have to go set up a Google Docs, I guess, so people can just enter. But basically, I'm going to set the database up so that you're only entering once. If you enter twice, you're just wasting your time. I don't think it'll give you a message. See. Lena says, hey, Miss TNT Quilters, my 2 November blocks went in the mail on Monday. Okay, I'll be looking for those. Sherry says, wow, the pricing is high. And that was exactly why while we were driving around the state of Missouri, it took me so long to actually make the decision, because I'm like, this is something that the average person cannot buy. More of your people who are just putting stuff on charges and not really paying for it all at one time anyway, or people who are more privileged in quilting can afford something like this. And again, I'm not saying that this box is overpriced. I'm saying for the average quilter, especially somebody new, when you're first starting out and you can't get you're buying everything. You just got sewing machine. You're trying to get fabrics for your projects. And if you're prolific, you're needing a lot more fabric for your projects and patterns, magazines, and things like that. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that this is overpriced, and why would Missouri Star do that? So don't read me wrong here. I'm telling you that I just feel like anything that's nearing $200 for some people's budget. A lot of quilters are seniors. And so we're all they could be on Social Security only income. You just never know what somebody's personal situation is. And I purposely waited. I purchased this while we were doing the shop hop, like the first week in October. I purposely did not tell you all about it because I wanted to make sure these were sold out before I came and told you all about it, because I didn't want anybody going over there buying a box because I'm doing it here on Teaquilts. So yeah, I purposely did that. I checked last week on my phone and it was sold out, but I said I better make sure and I still didn't mention it when I went and checked, but I said I want to make sure that I'm not sending people over there to Missouri store trying to purchase something for $200 and then y'all upset about what's in this box. So use me as your guinea pig. I'll see what comes out of this box to determine if I ever do something like this again. On the flip side, I may still do it again because, as I said, it's more of a tax write-off for me as a business and doing it this way. Anytime I'm making a video about something like that, and then somebody will get all the stuff that I'm passing on. Now, I've seen plenty of fat quarter shop boxes, and they do have nice boxes, but it's like I don't like everything that are in the box. So I do have a feeling that I'm going to have something in this pass box. But what if I don't? If I don't have anything in this box at the end of this 25 days, I'm going to fill this box with some other stuff. I don't know what yet, but I will make sure that there will be at least one winner of this box. And like I said, I could be changing the size of this if I overflow this box. I may have to put it into a bag or something. But I will be sending something out to one person that enters the draw. You'll be one person will be a winner. And I will do it the day after Christmas because it should be 25 gifts in here. So I'll do the drawing on the 26th day, the next day. Get it done. Over and done with. Right? So let's see. Wash your hands already passing. See what I'm saying? Denise Soap Patches reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Tanner says, great idea, T. Sherry says, yeah, that sounds like fun. Maria is also reminding you to hit the thumbs up. And Kevin goes, pound, stash, or pass. Yes, I think I should use, maybe I'll put Teaquilts, stash, or pass so that if somebody else is using it, it'll only bring up Teaquilts. So I will make a hashtag for Teaquilts, stash or pass. So that way they'll all come out. All the videos will come out no matter what social media. So this is going to be pretty interesting. And Liz says, that's okay. Hi, Miss T and fellow quilters. Great idea. Stash or pass by Joe Carmel from Quilts by Carmel. Darcy says, sounds like it would be great gift ideas. Pass sounds like it would be cool to win. Right. So I'm keeping it. It's still kind of positive. It's going to be for somebody else. It's just not for me. Kevin says, pass them repos right on over to me, Miss T, laughing out loud. Nope, no cheating. And then Claudette Bettis saying, hello, T and everyone. Hey, Claudette, welcome. And there it is, your big sharing heart. Yep. So if I keep everything in this box, I'm going to give you some other stuff. Now, y'all seen I've been having all kinds of, I've been showing y'all hauls. I've been buying stuff off Checker. So you never know what's going to be in a box that I would send you. So it would be a pretty good box, regardless of whether it comes out of this box or if it's coming out of the other stuff that are in my house. Because I've been buying Christmas gifts and I have some extra stuff. So it's not like I don't have anything. The last two things that have come in are Christmas gift bundles. And so I have not been showing you all my last Checkers order. I ordered from somewhere else. I'm not going to say. And yeah. So you all are not seeing everything this time of year because they're gifts. And then I also have my scrap quilting club where some of them are door prizes. And so I don't want them to see what they're going to get. We celebrate Christmas the Saturday after Thanksgiving because we don't normally meet in December, although we are going to meet on December 31st this year. We don't, so we celebrate in November. So I don't want them to see what I'm bringing in as well. So that's another reason I'm not showing. Some of those ladies or quilters watch here. Janet says, so we know any fabric with flowers will go in a pass spot. Now, I had a couple of pieces of flowers and I actually used them in the bowls. I just, remember I just got this on the Shop Hop. I just dropped my cover for my iron. It wasn't snapped down for my Panasonic iron. And I did go ahead and make a bowl cozy because it's like I'm not doing nothing with any floral fabrics, and I got plenty of floral fabrics. I don't need another one, okay? But I did. I made a bowl right out of that. So normally I would cut it. That's what I'm saying. It's like I know when I get a piece of fabric, I already know if I'm liking it or not. I'm going, and in my head, I'm like, it's a bowl cozy. So if anything come out of here and in my head, I'm thinking bowl cozy, it's going in the box. Okay. I'm gonna pass because it's not gonna be something that I'm going to have or going to keep or I'm going to use personally. So I'm not gonna change the rules because I can do something with it. It's either I like it or it goes. Dee Dee says, took me a long time to decide to buy the box too. It looks like a lot of fun. It was so, because I'm one of those people, I'm a research analyst. So I went and did my research. And I went and read comments on different videos, comments on people's blogs, comment on previous purchases of the previous years. I went into the Facebook groups where people were in the comment section talking about how much it costs. Even on Missouri Star, they don't censor people's opinions, which I do like. I do like that. Long as you're not out of control and attacking somebody personally, they just let you say what you're going to say in their comments section. And I do like that. But believe you me, they are reading all of those comments. Okay. But I went in there and I read comments. You had some people that were just thrilled and happy little bees. Couldn't wait to get theirs. They loved everything in their box, which when you say everything, that kind of makes me just stop there and just give you a side eye. And you had other ones that said they only like 50% of them. And I kind of can agree with those people. And then you had some people that said the majority of the box was junk, or they only had one or two items that they actually liked out of the entire box. That gives me mixed feelings for somebody that's not a gambler. So this was, like I said, we're doing many miles before I press that send button, okay? And we don't went in store after store after store before I hit that send button. So I did do my research on it. I decided to just forget it and just go with it. And whatever's in here, it's okay. If I don't like it, it's okay. We're going to have a nice game. So it might end up that I'm sending this box instead of this box. We'll see. It's going to be pretty interesting. Let's see. Sherry says, yes, I'm a newbie. I get what you're saying. Think of all the Tula pink fabric you could buy instead. That's wash your hands. Yep. It's a whole lot that I mean, I could keep $200 too, but it's a lot I could do with $200. Nice idea. Hope you like what's in the box. Liz says, you're right. A lot of things to buy. A little at a time for quilting. I will get there. Right. Say, this is my first time getting to see what's in their Christmas boxes. So that's in me too, because I may have seen somebody open like one or two gifts, but I've never seen where somebody opened all 25. And I'm going to try to keep these real short when I do these too. But I've never seen somebody open all 25. Now they should be wrapped. Has anybody looked in here? Let me look and see. They should be wrapped, in my opinion, because that way you can't see them. But I thought I saw, yeah, they're wrapped in brown bags. Okay. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and open it so you all can see it. Since it's wrapped, I'm not going to do anything else. I'm not going to do any feelies because I'm one of those people, I can feel a package sometimes and know what it is. But I just want you all to see how it's packaged. And I'm going to have to stand up here. It's really nice because they got Merry Christmas from the Domes on here, which I can't even show you probably. This is going to tilt out, but real pretty. Right there. That's the best I can do. It doesn't come out. It lifts up. Well, it does now. It does come out. Here we go. So this is just what was on top. So that's nice. And then inside are packages that are wrapped in paper. And it's got a number on them telling you which one to open. And then some of them are boxes. And number one is actually a box. I happened to pick up number one. So just wanted you all to see. And I'm not going to be able to show you this without tilting it out. But there's a lot of things in the box. Should be 25 things in the box. Okay. So that's what we're doing. And now I'm just going to put this up. And then I will not be touching this box until it's time to open day number one. But I do want you all to see how it's packaged, because when I come on the next days, I'm just going to have the one package. Stash or pass. And I already know that you all are not going to be on my team. I already know that. Let me pull over my phone here. Question, do you all keep the box in the sewing embroidery machine comes in? What's the likelihood I'll need to reuse it to send the machine anywhere? I did not keep any. I think I have my boxes in the garage in the event that I ever had to ship them out. But after a while, after I have them in the return warranty period or replacement warranty period runs out, I tend to get rid of those boxes. And that's because I buy different cases to put my sewing machine embroidery unit in. I use all two-toe luggage, which is a whole nother issue. I'm an affiliate for them, but I haven't bought anything to put on my website, because I mostly just take personal orders. And when I order, I get everybody's order at one time and then I do the order. But yeah, Melissa saying I'd rather buy fabric with that much money. Dee Dee Hansen says I think that would be stuff in the box worth more than 180. And the value of the box, of the items in the box, says that it's like 300 and something. I can't remember now. It's been a while. So the value, what's in the box, and I'm going to be writing down. I'm going to keep, y'all know me, I'm a research analyst. Every day I'm going to go make an Excel sheet. I'm going to make a column for what the item is, what the retail price of that item is, and whether I stashed it or passed it. So on day 25 or maybe day 26, when I do the drawing, I'm going to come back and give you all the statistics on what the retail cost of something is. And remember, when they're talking about retail, we don't normally pay regular price for everything that we buy in quilting. So that's a suggestive number as well. We tend to buy stuff when it's on sale, especially if it's just stash stuff like fabrics, stuff like that. We tend to buy it when it's on sale. So also keep that in mind. But I will be giving you all the numbers on the box and the numbers on what I kept, numbers of what I got rid of, and percentages. So y'all know I'm a research person, so I'm gonna have it all for you all on day 26. So I'm gonna get my grid set up, so all I got to do is just start plugging in what the item is and whether I'm keeping it or not, and what that number, the value is. I'm gonna have a little sheet. It's gonna be another piece of paper onto my clipboard here. I got everything on this clipboard. I got retreat sign up, optional blocks for you guys, optional blocks for my Gil, and then also retreat sign up for my May retreat. So I got a lot of stuff going on here. So I have it all on my clipboard. Love this idea from Joe Carmel. Betsy says it's my first time to buy two. Just curious. I haven't even taken mine out of the shipping box yet. Bought mine with 2 deposits. So what she's saying is they had the option where you could pay for half of it, or pay a portion when you ordered it and then pay the other portion before it's shipped, and they have your credit card and they just bill you. So that's great that they also set that up that way for that to happen. Missouri Star does this every year, and some people would drop out if it wasn't worth more than 180. You got to remember how many people are in the world, and I've never done it. I know they've done it for like 3 or 4 years. I don't think they've done it every year. I think it's been about 3 or 4 years, maybe. And some people are not happy and some are happy. You can only go with what people are writing. And when they're writing this, like I said, they're writing this on Missouri Star's Facebook page, the comments that I read. So like I said, they're not even censoring the comments there. They're letting people just give their opinion. People will buy stuff because it's Missouri Star. And so you're going to have one year where you probably like more than you're going to go into the next year, and you may not like any of it. It just depends on if there's a theme or what. You don't know what's in the boxes. So it just depends. I think it's a suggestive thing based on the person who has it and the year and the time that you're receiving it. Like if it's a wood press in here, I'm not interested in a wood press. I already found my wood press. I'm not using any other wood press. So for me, that's not a good gift. For a new quilter who doesn't have a wood press, that would be a great gift. So, I mean, it's suggestive to where you are and what you have in your quilting life, my opinion. Sue talking about, how about filling your box with caramel cake? Now that's funny. Melinda says, hello, tea and quilting family from Florida. It's supposed to get in 50 degrees tonight, which is cold for me. Girl, we ain't feeling sorry for you up north. In the Midwest, we've been in the 30s for days. Can't even get into the 40s here. It's been cold. At nighttime, it gets really cold. I had to cut my heat on. June saying she's passing. Selena says, I reckon there will be a lot of stash laughing. I'm hoping. I mean, that's the whole point of paying $180, $80-something dollars for something. So, the drawing will be December 26th. So will it be on the Wednesday nights? No, it will be every day that I'm just going to come live really quick, open up a gift, and then I'm going to be gone. I'm not even going to do all the hellos and all of that. I'm just going to show you what I got. And then in the comment section, you all can, when the video uploads, you can put whether you would pass or stash on it. And I'm going to try to remember to put that into every video, because I'm not going to be here reading comments. I'm just going to come on so that I'm not having to upload a video every day. Then I wouldn't be opening it live with you all spontaneously. And that's what I want. I want spontaneous showing you what I got. So you can't say on an uploaded video, you know, they can be edited, and then I can sit here and think about whether I want to keep it or not. I want to keep it honest and do it, open it on a live. I'm just not going to be doing the shout outs and answering questions. I'm just going to do it and then I'm gone. Any other things can be answered down in the comment section. If you have a repair person locally in a carrier, you may not need it, but I keep mine. Oh, she's talking to Rhonda. And people are telling her how they keep their boxes. Elaine Doucette says, use box upside down. Oh, they're telling her still what to do with the box. Rosalind says, I totally understand. I looked at what people received last year, and for me, I would pass on some of the items. For that reason, I would not be the box. She would not be getting the box, is what I think she's trying to say. That's Rosalind. And I see that when I see people opening up quilty boxes throughout the year. It's like, I don't care what the price is. If I don't like the fabric that's in it, which is normally a good chunk of the money in your box, then to me that box isn't worth it. And then I go to the notions. And then when I look at the notions might be notions where you've got $10 worth of notions. Then I paid, say, $25 or $40 for a box. And I'm only getting really $10 worth of notions. I could have went and bought the $10 worth of notions. And so that's one of the reasons why I don't do quilty boxes, because I told you I'm not really a gambler. I like my money. I want to spend my money where I want to spend my money. But on this, I decided after much ado, because it took me a while to actually hit that send button. It was sitting in there for a long time. And I said, okay, just do this as something fun on the channel. And so then that's when I hit the send button. Don't take it personal, whether you like it or not. Just do it for fun on the channel. And so that's where I'm coming from. But I don't do gambling type things. I like to spend my money where I want to spend it. Denise is reminding you all to hit that thumbs up. T, you are so fun. Yeah. And that's what this is all about. It's fun. I'm not going to be upset about the box. I'm doing this for educational purposes for not only me, I'm doing it to educate myself too, but I'm also doing it for you guys, especially those that are on the fence about whether or not you want to buy these boxes or not. That's why I'm doing it. Angela didn't know about the box. See Joyce reminding people also to hit the thumbs up. So exciting and fun and so generous of our Miss T. T, I get it now. It took me a minute to understand what you were saying and doing, laughing out loud. That was craft with love. I keep the large boxes. I break down and duct tape them if needed. They are nice, heavy boxes. Robin Boyd saying good evening, 10 everyone. I tend to cut mine up. Y'all know I do those take 5 kits and I need big pieces of cardboard. So I've been cutting up boxes and using them for that. So hi Robin, welcome, welcome. 587 days until the 2024 retreat. Yes, Sue, thank you. I'm not stressed at all, girl. I am actually working on retreat. I have about, let's see, I can give you an exact number because I got the board in here now. Let's see, 1, 2. I have 19 people that have sent in their deposits. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Retreat 2024 is open for those people who were at the prior retreat. This is to save their spot. If I don't get their deposit by November 30th, then their spot, $100 deposit, then their spot will not be there for them because I will open it up to the general public at that point. What else? I don't have prices for retreat at this time because retreat center has changed a lot of their procedures. COVID is affecting everything. COVID is affecting the price. COVID is affecting how much money I need to give them as deposits in this year and future years. They were a little bit more lenient with me this year. I'm not having to send them everything that they asked me for. But I do have to send them a substantial amount of money compared to what I had to send before. It was just $25 to hold the rooms until I started collecting the money. But now they want money just to even book your dates. So that's different for this facility. So January, I'm hoping, I don't know what date they're going to send this to me in January. So whenever I get this information, when they told me that January is when they would have the dates for the following year. So I'm hoping that that's what they say is true. And once I get the dates, I can tell you exactly what retreat will cost. The dates and the fees, I'll tell you exactly what retreat will cost. And we will go from there. You will have a few days from when I send out what the retreat actually costs. If you want to back out at that point, you'll get your $100 back. You have so many days. It's, I don't know, 30 days or less, depending on how many days they give me in the notifications. And then you need to be prepared to start paying for your retreat. Your retreat's going to be paid for by the middle of 2023 for 2024. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I was dealing with people still making payments on retreats while I was also dealing with people that were doing cancellations for retreat while I'm trying to coordinate gifts for retreats. I'm trying to coordinate food for a retreat, trying to coordinate a bus trip for the retreat. It was too much coordinating in the final months of retreat that I really couldn't mentally calm my mind and calm down so that I could have a great time at retreat. I was basically just doing things as they needed to be done the entire retreat. and I had a great time meeting everybody, but I didn't really get to chat with people or sit down and do nothing like I would have liked to do with some of the people. I tried to make sure that I ate at different tables with different groups so that I could chat with people at the retreat. So I feel like I could do more socializing myself at retreat, even though I'm not really a person that socializes in public. I I do what needs to be done. I'm open, but I'm not one of those people that like go seek people out to start up a conversation. That's just not me. I can handle the pressure, but I don't ever put pressure on myself to go initiate a whole lot. So, but yeah, so I'm trying to make sure that the planning for next year, I know exactly what I have so that I can spend for gifts. I need to know that I have money so that I can schedule our bus. I have not scheduled the bus. I'm going to wait a year out and schedule our bus. And that's because I don't want to put my money down on it. Since I got to send more money to the retreat center, I'm trying not to spend all of my disposable business funds in one spot. So, or for one event. So I'm trying to wait until I get more money in where I can do that. And so it was just kind of a shocker that I had to send so much money into the retreat center. So Teresa says, I jumped off the deep end this year and ordered the box. It's going to be my Christmas present this year, so won't be doing it a day at a time. I'm going to have to watch you with one eye closed. Poor thing. So she's going to wait and open it all on one day, I guess. So that's nice. Dee Dee says we are having 8 to 14 inches of snow by Saturday. Don't feel sorry for Florida. She's so funny. Florida, this is kind of like Georgia. They get a dusting of snow and it shuts their cities down. I would need a quilt in that box. That's Angela. Remo says, good night. Having to leave now, having a family emergency. Hope everything's great for you, Remo. That was a while ago. Hey, Kim Burris. Jason says, you need an assistant, T. I do, but I don't have any money to pay him because I don't make that much money. It's like, by the time I give stuff away or gifts and stuff like that, I try to like get rid of as much profit as I can because I just hate the idea of paying the government taxes on stuff that I'm doing for fun. So I try to get it down as much as I can. So, but yeah, I do need an assistant. And I use Kevin a lot. Kevin has helped me a lot, and he's willing to help me. And then, my thing is, I have nobody in my family that's interested in quilting or anything that's quilting related. And so when you start giving people jobs, like say if I gave somebody the job of shipping my orders, I can't trust them because they don't really have anything vested. They don't care if they make mistakes. They don't care if the wrong thing is in the wrong package. And I just recently had where PayPal, I had two people in the Kansas City, Missouri area, and it just sent this one girl's package. Now, PayPal is the one that put the address in. I don't. And they sent her order to the other girl's house. And it just, thank God that the girl was honest and called me and told me that she had it. And I'm like, I didn't even type that in. It's already in the system. I ship everything through them because they're the ones that hold your personal information. So it was just weird to me that happened. So, and if that happens to me, can you imagine if I gave it to somebody that didn't care about the business at all? How many times that would happen? And Sue says, yep, she's saving her tip money. T, sounds like you. That's what Rhonda's saying too. Was approached by Gil to give a short presentation on featherweight maintenance. Now that's pretty cool. So that's nice. A lot of people have them. I wouldn't mind joining a featherweight group where each month you did some, even taking parts off and making sure you can get them back on there. I wouldn't mind doing that. There is a group, but it's been closed for a long time because so many people that are in it and nobody is getting out. So now they in there just doing projects. because if they have any issue, they know they can bring it to class and somebody at the class will help them with their featherweight. But I would really love to be in a featherweight group. So just to learn, I want to start from the top though. I don't want to go where everybody already been taught. um, so that's it, guys. It's almost 8:30. We got 6 minutes to 8:30. I've been out here already 24 minutes extra. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave here. But please come back Saturday night. We'll be doing sewing chat from 8 p.m. Central Standard Time to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm probably gonna be still working on bow cozies since I cut about 10 of them out. I didn't even count. I just cut some bow cozies out because I knew 17 wouldn't be enough. So you all stay blessed, be safe, everybody, and quilt out.